appearances. Bonds intensely walked there, 0 for 1, 2 walks. Chipper Jones with the Braves down 3-0 against Jack Tashner, and, well, home plate umpire Ted Barrett thought it was a strike. Bobby Cox did not, and Bobby Cox gets the thumb. His 132nd ejection. That puts him past.
Bonds and Bobby Cox. Tim Hudson, team's 9-0 in his last 9 starts, throws over. Angel Hernandez calls a balk on Hudson. That brings out Bobby Cox to the serenade of the fans. The people like to see Bobby argue. They especially like to see him get run. Disappointed here. He's going to talk a little bit there with the Angel, but he's going to head back for some gum. But he's not done, John, and finally Angel has had enough, and you're out. It's bad for Cox and the Braves. Very good for the Blue Man Group and the umpire fan.
Joe Dillon, it's a 2-0 count. Mayhay. Fastball off the outside corner. Next pitch. Called ball 4. Fielder scores, and Bobby Cox comes out to argue balls and strikes. He's ejected for the 10th time this season. Brewers' 2-game slide is over. Milwaukee wins 4-1. In trouble in the third, facing David Wright. Mets down 1-0. Bases loaded. 0-2 count. Tim McClellan calls it a ball, so it's a 1-2 count. Now it's 3-2 to Wright, and Jurgens walks him. We're tied at 1 as Marlon Anderson scores. Check out Jurgens' reaction. Shows up McClellan, and McClellan took exception. Braves manager Bobby Cox coming out to argue.
And in the National League, Skip Schumacher tries to check it. Third base Greg Gibson said he went around, and then Gibson, he wastes no time. He ejects Tony LaRussa for arguing the call from the dugout. And LaRussa says, hey, let me plead my case. And Charlie Rutherford steps in between LaRussa and Gibson. LaRussa.
This game winning streak. Cards in D.C. Albert Pujols back in the lineup. This is first game of the year Saturday with a sore right elbow. Ryan Ludwig, did he check his swing? Mark Wegner says no. Ludwig can't believe it. Tony LaRussa gets ejected from the dugout.
Take a look at this. Some kid brings his glove to the game. He wants to be an umpire. Not sure of the lad's name. We believe the youngster's name is Judson. Paul Schreiber, the actual umpire, had to deal with this. Delivery to Corey Hart, and then Namir Molina.
Yadier?
Yadier is correct. Thank you. You get 200 to the good there. And now they're talking, and they're going to keep talking. And now now he's thrown out. And then he starts to he's decided that, well, they call him the tools of ignorance, and so he's just going to be about as dumb as a rock here and just start taking it off. Here, I don't want it. You take it. So Schreiber, he runs Molina. He's also going to get Tony LaRussa eventually. The Brewers are going to get an 8-3 win, but until that, it's just darn entertaining. Get out of here. St. Louis, 23-17. The Brewers back at 500. Cox continues to make history, 133rd career ejection.
Came out of first.
Then Hudson dealing to Ryan Klesko. He gets punched out. Strike 3. Klesko, he doesn't like it. Gets tossed by Mark Carlson. Bruce Bochy comes out of the dugout. Bochy, he's persistent, but apparently more polite than Cox. Doesn't get run. Klesko finally has to be restrained by Barrett.
Drain. Top of the 7th. Watch Benji Molina as Tim Lincecum starts his motion. Molina calling for time, seemingly granted by Gary Darling, but then Darling calls a balk. Bruce Bochy, not happy, ejected.
First. Ball hit over to third. Nomar throws to second, but the umpire rules that Jeff Kent steps off the bag too early. You never see that. Close call at second as we take another look at it. You'll hardly ever see an umpire enforce this one. If they're in the area, usually that's good enough. D-backs will later tack on another run. They're up 6-4. Top 9 now. Kent still giving it to the umpire. And he gets an early shower. Here comes Joe Torre now. He's got a little bit to say, and, well, the umpire's only got one thing to say, and that's goodbye, Joe. Diamondbacks going to win it 6-4. Controversial call there.
And Toe hoping to see history early on. Bottom 1, Derek Jeter 0-2 count. Did he check the swing? Tom Hallian says he did. Ozzie Guillen has something to say to Phil Cuzzy, and Phil Cuzzy says, be more constructive with your feedback, please. Guillen empties his pockets. He will not go until he has his say. He makes his points, and he walks away, leaving the...
Ozzie Guillen not around to see the entire game. Bottom 3, drama. Paul Konerko at the dish. Nick Blackburn's pitch called a strike by home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. Guillen comes out to argue. The two go nose to nose, and Guillen gets tossed. Bonus for whomever has Cuzzy in an umpire fantasy league.
Cover from their Rolling Stones hangover. Curtis Granderson off Tim Wakefield. Now it's called a foul ball. Check it out again. Always tough, these angles at Fenway. The umpires get together and reverse the call, and then they get together with Terry Frank.
Runners on first and second. Matt Cain, strike to James Loney. Cain pretty good, no runs, 5 2/3. Now, Ed Montague, third base umpire, is going to go over and visit with Larry Bowa, the third base coaches. Now, we've got those third base coaching boxes painted there, and this year we're going to be more diligent, like to have you stand to those for your own safety, all right? Well, as you can see, Bowa objects, been in the game a long time. He'll stand where he wants to stand. Joe Torre's going to come out. The seal is broken on the 2008 Umpire Fantasy League. Bowa gets the gate. He's not done. Little Gatorade stuff.
Once it's been since May the 12th. Looks like they got off to a good start in this one against Chicago. Bottom one appears to be a 3-run homer for J.D. Drew. Thank goodness for Red Sox Nation looking for Drew to... Whoa, what's going on? Manny Ramirez tagged out at home. He's out. Inning over. Terry Francona says, wait, that ball clearly went over the fence. Very odd shelf since they put the monster seats in at Fenway Park. And you can see it clearly goes over the red line. That means it's a home run. In the past, umpiring crews have gotten together and gotten the call right. But here, Tim McCullen's umpiring crew, which is normally good, gets the call wrong.
Controversy, right? It's the Red Sox and Yankees. J.D. Drew grounds the third. A-Rod tried to tag Kevin Youkilis and then throws the first for the out. Youkilis initially ruled safe. A-Rod argues that Youkilis ran out of the baseline. What do you think? Well, the umpires get together and they say, yes, he's out. Out of the baseline, he's out. And as you would expect, here comes Terry Francona.
2 out, it's Carlos Guillen. 3-1 pitch, called a strike, but check it out. Questionable. Next pitch, Guillen. Comebacker to the mound, slowly, easily gets the throw to first in time. After the inning, Guillen is fired up. Jim Leyland deciding to give his opinion. Second base umpire Tom Hallian ejecting Leyland. Twins go on and get the victory, 9-4.
Junior. We go top 7. Edwin Encarnacion argues strike 3 called with Eric Cooper. And Cooper says, boy, pick up your bat or go to Des Moines, Iowa, get the Eric Cooper Big League nachos. Very good. And Encarnacion will continue to argue, so he's going to get run. Dusty Baker's going to come out. He's going to go berserk. There's Dusty throwing the hat, kicking. Yep. Equipment foul, I think.